What's going on, guys? It's Thomas from the Switch, as always by PJ, and welcome to the 16th ever episode, Sweet 16, PJ, of
Mm,
Nintendo Tonight, the only Nintendo podcast where we asked for a 3D Mario remaster for how many, like 15 episodes, pretty much,
yes, yes.
and now we're going to complain about it. No, I mean we both really enjoyed it,
No.
and I think we complained about it last week, right? That was kind of the because you
Yes.
had your sunshine
Rant.
complaints.
Yes.
Yeah, rant, if you will. But here
Mm,
we actually have a lot of stuff to talk about. Some stuff about the 3D All Stars. We're gonna go into our first playing reactions. Give you guys what we think about that. Then we have
yep.
some Smash Bros. Character talk because there's a rumor, PJ, that we will cover that the new Smash Bros. Character is right around the corner, like right around the corner. I mean, within the next like couple of weeks around the corner. So that's very exciting news as always. Then
Yep.
once again, we will answer your fan questions. We always do this, and you can submit them on our Discord server, which should be in the link, in the description. If you're on YouTube,
YouTube.
if
Yep.
you're on iTunes or Spotify, just look up the Nintendo Tonight channel or the Switch Stop channel, and you should be able to find it from there.
Hmm.
We try to answer your questions every single episode, give you guys the best answers we can, and interestingly enough, after once again last episode we had a rant during this section Nontendo where we talk about sports. You could tell PJ and I like talking about sports and we never get to, because the first time we actually did it on the podcast officially last week, we rambled on for about like 20 minutes. We'll try and keep this section a bit
A little
bit more
shorter.
brief.
A
Yeah,
little shorter,
but
so it's not Nintendo tonight. It's mostly
yeah,
Nintendo tonight. So.
mostly Nintendo Tonight with a little bit of
Mm,
NBA bubble talk, because I mean,
yes.
hey, it's heating up. It's
Oh, it
heating
is.
up,
It
and
is heating up there for sure.
speaking of heating up, screw the Heat with the 2-0 lead at the start of the series. But hey, we'll get to that when we get to that. Taking a
Mm.
breather. No more sports talk, at least until we get to that section. First of all, PJ, let's just jump right on into the most important Nintendo event, I would say, since probably March 30th, 2020, which is the release of Animal Crossing New Horizons.
Yes.
The Mario 3D All Stars. Like, what are your thoughts on this? What are your first playing thoughts? Because I mean,
Oh boy.
yeah,
Yeah, honestly, had a lot of like low expectations, and I was kind of blown away because like I didn't expect to think this highly of them. Like obviously we knew going in it wasn't going to be anything like super updated or anything like with Sunshine, like I've said this 1,000 times with the blue coins and like some sort of, easier tracking for
yeah,
them
for
and
sure.
stuff and like an updated map and all that and concerns about the controls, but honestly, it turned out great, and I really enjoyed the games. I mean, I've 100% is Sunshine already, and it's like what 4 days since release, so
Oh man,
I've 100%
I
is
wish I had
Sunshine.
that much time.
Yeah. Well, I mean, I really don't either, but I
Yeah,
decided
I don't
to
know how you've been fitting that all in with
I
all the other
decided,
stuff.
yeah, I've decided to start playing the games also in between the classes because shout out Zoom meetings. Um, but
Zoom University, bro,
yes,
most rigorous university there is.
oh yeah, yeah. Probably not the smartest or responsible thing, but hey,
It
right?
is what it
Oh
is. At
well.
least you're not doing them during the classes.
Yes,
That was
I
very tempting on the first day. I went into school on the Friday it came out.
yeah
So obviously, I had my Switch. I didn't whip it out during the classes there for the most part because that's kind of awkward. But
yeah
if that was online, I probably would have been just straight up gaming. Like just during
yeah.
the entire day, I probably would have been. And if 3D World comes out and I'm not just like completely skipping school by that point because I'll be, senior spring, I
Yeah.
will not be attending. I've already called in sick. On February 12th, 2021, I've already notified my teachers I will be sick that day.
Yeah.
COVID, if there's not a vaccine. If not, I'll maybe get like, I don't know. I don't know, bronchitis or something, whatever else I'm not allowed to go into school for.
Yeah.
And yeah, I will be at home. Man,
Yeah,
it's
no,
brutal.
that's funny though. But I've really enjoyed everything so far. I mean, a lot of people have complained, also myself, but a lot of people have complained that they really haven't added anything. But honestly, I kind of gained this new perspective when playing through all the games. Like, it wasn't really intended to be some sort of upgrade or enhanced port. Like, it's literally just a game so that people who haven't played these games in the past can play them now. So if you go into it with that mindset, then it's fine. But obviously, if you've played most of these games like I have, With the exception to 64, which I did play, and it was okay. It wasn't anything too special. At least
Oh man,
in
you're
the
about to get
timing right
lit up
now.
for
But
that.
I
I
don't,
agree
dude.
with
I
you,
don't
but you're
care,
about to
man.
get lit up.
I don't care. Like, I still believe 64 DS is better. It just has more content and it's just more nostalgic for me because I played that as a kid. But
Fair
yeah,
enough.
I mean, overall, the entire collection, when I gained that new perspective and I started thinking about it like that and stopped, hoping for these changes and everything, like, I came to appreciate the package itself, and I was overall really happy with it. I mean, I'm still playing it, actively pretty much daily. Beat Sunshine, I'm probably like 35% done. Actually, no, I'm probably like 40-ish% done, 64. I'm 100% at Galaxy, and I have 112 stars, I believe, on Galaxy. Haven't gotten to Luigi yet, so overall, yeah, great experience for me so far. What about you?
I've been loving it. I mean, I agree with you in the sense that like it really wasn't intended to be like this grand remaster like the Crash Insane trilogy.
Yeah.
And I think the reason like something that really kind of set in like right as I was about to go into the game, like about to boot it up, I
Hmm.
really just let my expectations like sink because by that point we had all seen the reviews. We all knew, hey, they're not adding in anything new. Not that we didn't know that from the initial trailer. I mean, they made it very clear that it was very minimal additions.
Yeah.
So we saw it, and then I just kind of let my expectations sink, and I was like, okay, this is not really a new game, and Nintendo is not trying to position this as a new like a big new Switch system seller. Obviously,
Yeah.
they're marketing it, but the fact that it's a limited release just goes to show that Nintendo does not expect this game to be like when people talk about the Switch years from now, Nintendo doesn't want 3D All Stars to be in the discussion. Like the same way that Nintendo didn't want people to be thinking of Super Mario All Stars when people talk about the SNES as like best games because it's like a cop out. It's a bunch of games that aren't even on that aren't even from that system. So when you kind of put that to the back of your head, and I know there are going to be some people out there who are like, oh, like kind of making fun of us being like, oh, when you stop expecting for like when you expect the bare minimum, then it's good. But like the thing is, the bare minimum,
Yep.
like
Yep.
what I mean, that's obviously true to an extent. But the
Hmm.
thing that the reason that works, with this is because it's it's literally three of the greatest games of all time. And I said that in a past video, and apparently that was a controversial statement. I'm not even going to say, according to me. I'm just going to straight up say these are three of the greatest games in the industry, like in the
Oh,
video
it's
games
facts.
industry.
It's facts. Yeah,
Yeah,
for
I don't
sure.
understand. Like you can literally ask like
Anyone.
anyone,
Yeah,
anyone.
anyone.
Like I
Yep.
don't I don't get how that's a controversial statement. I mean, you can check like an objective source like Metacritic that, aggregates like a bunch of different reviews, or you can just ask individual people. I swear 99.9% of the time, at least for 64 and Galaxy, most of the time for Sunshine too, but there seems to be some people who just despise that game, PJ, which I know is,
I'll
not you,
yeah,
but
I'll talk about that in a little bit, but anyway, yeah.
all right. Well, yeah, I mean, I just think that like the fact that we're able to play these games, especially in handheld mode, like I never really thought about that because we're so used to like, oh, Switch, you could just take games on handheld mode. But like I can play Mario Galaxy on the go for the first time ever. And of course there are gonna be people every time you say something in a YouTube video, there are those people in the comments who find like the one exception to the rule and they're like, oh, what about the Wii modders? It's like I'm not a Wii modder, so that's such a
That doesn't apply to me, dude. That
that
doesn't
doesn't
apply to
apply
me.
to me. It
Yeah.
doesn't apply to 99.9999% of the people who have ever played Mario Galaxy.
Yeah.
So it's like, okay. I don't have a freaking like Razer laptop to emulate the game on, and my 2016 MacBook Pro isn't doing Mario Galaxy too much justice over there. So,
Yeah.
I mean, hey, what are you gonna do?
Yeah. I mean, it's great. I mean, it's just great. It's so convenient. I think a really big thing also along with how you got to think of like this collection is that it's just for convenience more than anything. I mean,
Yeah.
like Sunshine has been getting really hated on, which, I'll talk about in a minute. Galaxy, it's that game is really huge because having a game that was once so reliant on motion controls now be able to be played like handheld and not really like have motion controls like really superly required. Um, it's crazy. It's crazy for sure. Um, I'll still stand by this that like 64 definitely has like the most optimized controls. I said this before it came out, and I'll still agree with it now. because it doesn't use any like weird. Well, I mean, I guess it is a weird controller, but like the actual like movement of Mario in that game is like more adaptable to like a modern controller, and like the buttons can be
For sure,
mapped
yeah.
to have it more easy anyway. Um, but here, let me just like quickly move on to Sunshine. Like a lot of people have been hating on this game for some reason and have avoided playing it, which I don't get. Like like I just don't really understand. I mean, people say the controls are weird and like Flood is difficult to use, and like they're like, where do I go? I don't know what I'm doing. And it's like, I mean, it like the only game that's kind of done a successful job of telling you where exactly to go is Galaxy, but like that game came out on the Wii.
100%.
So it's like, dude, like 64 also, like you have to know what you're doing to access some place. I mean, for God's sakes, there's like literally a picture in the wall that is completely invisible to go through where you go to a Lethal Lava Mountain. Near there's like literally just like this wall you can go through to get to another
Yeah.
world, which I can't remember on the top of my head, but I do remember that there is a portal there, and like you just like don't know unless like you actually know, if that makes sense. Like it's
Yeah,
not something
most of
you
that
can just
game is
easily
so
pick up on.
cryptic.
Yeah, exactly. So I feel like people right now are just hating on Sunshine and just like avoiding playing it because it's the probably the most different, and like unique and like the odd one out of the bunch in this entire collection. But I just wish a lot of people would give it a chance, just like people gave Mario 64 a chance willingly and gave Galaxy a chance willingly. When there's
Yeah.
like, I think that game is great and it's honestly rivaling like my number one love for Sunshine in this collection. But like obviously with it being motion controls, it can be kind of like a turnoff for some people because maybe some people don't like that, right? So.
Yeah, no, I agree. I think people who played Super Mario 64 before, which is, a lot of people,
Mhm.
say that, oh, that game, is so easy. It all makes sense. Like, no, it doesn't.
to
Like
new
that game is
players to new players it's really not, and you can actually
yeah,
like make a argument that it actually is the most difficult because of
yeah,
just
oh,
like the amount of
100%.
obscurities there are in that game. Like how are you supposed to know that like you look up to go to the wing cap, or how do you know exactly where to go for the metal cap and everything, like
100%.
stuff like that.
There's so many weird um intricacies to that game that
Hmm.
we now know as Nintendo fans because they have been, kind of popularized in our culture.
Hmm.
Like for example, in Mario Odyssey and Peach's Castle, you would look up to the top and get a power moon and everyone, laughs, haha, that's a reference to the same thing in Peach's Castle. And because of that, now I'm sure countless people who wouldn't have even known that because they never played Mario 64, now know that that's a thing and stuff like that. Sunshine never really
Hmm.
got those sort of references because it was never as universally beloved as 64.
Yep.
So it just it kind of hasn't been, we're not really used to it. So it for a lot of people, it's like going to a brand new game that has all the weird like quirks of these older games, but that they're not already familiarized
Hmm.
with it. So that's why I think Sunshine is so difficult to get back into for a lot of people. I don't think that's fair because like I feel like and I know for a fact you agree. I feel like the game is definitely good. I haven't really sunk much time into it at all in the new collection because I'm waiting till I finish Galaxy. Then I'm gonna play through Sunshine 100%. Then I'm gonna do 64 100%. Then I'm gonna do my Luigi playthrough of Galaxy, and then I'll have everything 100% completed.
Hmm.
So I can't really speak on Galaxy just in terms of like I haven't played it as of recently, but obviously the game is a quality title. So the fact that people are, refusing to go back to it is just like I don't know. I feel like that I mean at that point it's their fault because they're paying like $60 for two games at that point instead of three, but like still it's like what are you doing?
Yeah. Um, and a lot of people have been complaining about the controls, and it turns out I made a beautiful decision to purchase a pro controller right before the game came out because that is the best way to play Sunshine 100%. The flood controls came out and I was a little skeptical with the two buttons, and one is used for moving with spraying flood, and one is just stationary spray with flood. And I thought it was weird, but when I played it, it was actually good. The spin jumps felt fine. The analog trigger issue seemed to be obsolete, and it was really good. I mean, obviously, I'm gonna prefer a GameCube controller because nothing on the planet will rival the sound
Damn.
of the spin jump sound and the analog triggers, man. It's just so satisfying. But I think people definitely need to give Sunshine a chance, and the argument for not knowing where to go in the game is just obscure, is not really a valid argument, because the only reason that people know where to go in Galaxy N64 is because like they've played it before, they've grown up with it, or you've seen references to it before. I mean, even the entrance to Noki Bay is the exact same Easter egg as Odyssey and so many other games it's referenced. When you look up to the sun icon on the ground in Delfino Plaza, you look up into the sun and it takes you to Noki Bay. Same thing as Wingcap, same thing as the Odyssey Moon in Mushroom Kingdom. So it's I just
Yeah.
it's unfortunate for me as like a diehard Sunshine fan, but it is
Yeah.
what it is. Especially if you're only playing 2 of the games and you bought it for the whole collection, like you just kind of look like an idiot almost, not even like giving it a shot, because it's like, dude, you basically
100%,
you
bro.
basically dude, you basically paid $60 for 2 games. Like, what are you doing, man? And you could have played 3, but you're just like, dude, flood the controls, it's so different. It's like, okay, man. Like you know.
Yeah, I mean, you're not wrong. You are not wrong. I mean, at that point, you're essentially paying $50 for Mario Galaxy because,
Yep.
you're
Yeah.
just scamming yourself. Because 64 is $10. At least it was on the Wii U eShop. So,
Okay,
I
I
don't know.
would
You're
pay.
playing yourself.
I would pay full price for Galaxy though. Cause side
Oh,
note,
100%.
that game is beautiful. It looks
So good.
so good. It looks so good. Um,
Yeah, there are parts where it doesn't look like a port. Like I was fighting
yeah.
the boss, the initial like cold boss in Freeze Flame Galaxy. I forget its
Right.
name,
Yeah.
but
Yeah. I know what you're talking
yeah,
about. Yep.
the like textures in that like boss arena
Mm.
look so good. Like
Yep.
it literally
The
looks like it
cutscenes
was
as well.
lifted from Odyssey. Yeah, it looks
Mm-hmm.
like it was lifted from Odyssey. Like it's some DLC from Odyssey we never got, which is just so remarkable considering they didn't upres any of the textures. They just upscaled the entire like game's
Yeah.
resolution.
I
So
mean, you've even said that before, though. I mean, back when we were talking about Galaxy on the Nvidia Shield,
for
all
sure,
those
yeah.
months ago, and you were like, it like the textures look so good on the Nvidia Shield, so it'd be so easy for the game to just be upscale and look
Yeah,
amazing. And those comments aged obviously greatly. So there you have that, right? Of
masterpiece. Yeah,
course. Overall, the games run pretty well. 64's camera is abysmal, obviously, but like, what can you do?
that's just.
And
I feel like they couldn't even change that though, because if they
yeah, they
did, people
can't.
would be so mad.
Yeah.
Yeah,
Yeah. Sunshine has some like it looks pretty good in the most part, and they've done great job with making that game look good. But there are definitely a few places where you can get significant FPS drops. Where it can go down to like 20 for a second. Like if you're in Delfino Plaza, and like it's like such a weird circumstance, but like I'll say it anyway. If you're on top of the building where you smash crates for the 2 shines in Delfino Plaza, or where Toadsworth usually sits. So if you're on Yoshi on top of that building and you look at like the puddles on like the dock or whatever, like you drop to like 15 FPS and like moving around, it's like, ugh, what is this? So
that's nasty.
yeah,
Oh
yeah,
wow.
I was like, dude, come on. But other than that, great games, of course, and I've enjoyed it completely, for sure.
Of course, yeah, I agree 100%. So moving on from Mario to Mario, and I'm gonna let you take this one,
Yeah,
PJ, because
yeah.
I don't really know much about this at all. But supposedly Mario RPG, Super Mario RPG, I should
Mhm.
clarify, developed originally by SquareSoft for the SNES.
Yes.
According to this rumor, which could be completely baseless. I mean, we
Yeah.
just don't know. It's like literally a straight up like
hmm
is it literally a 4chan rumor? I don't know exactly.
no,
Why,
I
why
like
don't you
it.
just take it?
Yeah, so it was under this Jeff Grubb thread, and this person just said it, and it's like getting a bit of attention. So I'm gonna take it with like a very, very tiny grain of salt that it's true, of course. But apparently Super Mario RPG is supposed to come to the SNES Online service, and then a sequel is supposed to be in production, and it's announced. So that alone is just weird. A lot of titles for the SNES Online generally I've seen, and I'm just like kind of disappointed with it. Like I wish we had like Mega Man X. I wish we had Super Mario RPG, for example. So that is really weird in itself. I mean, I wish they would give us like some of those
They
better
got
games.
Donkey Kong Country too, though. They
Yeah,
just added
yep.
that in. That's a
That's
great
good.
2D platformer, so I'm
That
very much looking
Yep.
forward to playing that. Yeah,
Yeah, that is actually a really good addition, and they need to start doing stuff like that so you can like
I
actually
agree. Yeah,
convince people. It's like no, like you're not going to be playing these games that are not memorable at all, and not the biggest titles on the SNES. So Super
yeah.
Mario RPG would definitely be going in the right direction, but a sequel would really confuse me. I don't know how that would work. Like, would they do it in like full 3D? I mean, you just put out like another Mario RPG being um, Origami King, Paper Mario Origami King. So I don't really know how that would even make sense in itself. I feel like this is just like an open-ended rumor, but like it's gotten some traction, so I just decided to talk about it anyway. But I wouldn't like to see Mario RPG just generally on the SNES Online, and a sequel wouldn't really make sense to me, but I wouldn't be opposed because that would just kind of increase Gino's chances in Smash. So, I mean, why not?
Fair enough. Yeah. I mean, I just don't really care that much at all about Super Mario RPG. I've never truly played it. So
Yeah,
I guess it's kind of ignorant of me to say I don't care. But I mean, that's just the truth. Not super into RPGs. I still don't even have Origami King. Eventually, I'll pick it up when it goes on sale.
me too.
Um, but
Yeah.
I mean, like I just feel like this rumor is just complete just crap. I don't like the Geno fans are so desperate for information and I feel
Yes,
so bad for
yes,
them.
yes.
But literally like anything will get them talking, which like, hey, I mean
Yeah.
fair enough. If you're that dedicated to a character, um hey, I mean my hat's off to you. I think unfortunately Rayman will probably fall into that. Because I don't know if you saw this, BJ, but Michelle Ancel, the like big Rayman guy,
I
is
I
leaving Ubisoft to go work with monkeys at a wildlife fund. Like
I
that's literally
saw
what he's
that.
doing.
I was like
Conservation efforts.
bro.
I mean, hey, it's a good cause. I respect it. It's just
Yeah.
unlucky because he
Yeah.
was so creative and brilliant. But anyway, back on track to Super Mario RPG. I like 100%. I think it should come on Smash Online or Smash Online. Oh
SNES
my goodness,
Online.
yeah, SNES Online.
Yes.
I'm thinking of Geno. It got me thinking
Yeah,
Smash
yeah.
Bros.
All good.
Um, SNES Online. I'm gonna be honest, it is kind of lacking. Like it just
All
doesn't
of the
really.
online services lacking. They need to step that
Yeah,
up in 2021 for sure.
100%. I just feel like overall, it's just like I mean, it pretty much hits all the marks, at least for Nintendo first party stuff. But the problem is with the SNES in particular, I feel like that's one of the consoles that was like the most carried by third party offerings because that was back in
Mm,
the time where like 16-bit was very high tech. It was like that was what was current. So unlike you look at the Wii or the Wii U, which is underpowered, or especially the Switch, underpowered in comparison to their contemporaries like the PS4, PS5, like that era, you know,
mm,
back in like the 90s, any company could easily port a game over to the SNES because it's not like the N64 where they were still using cartridges while the PlayStation 1 was using discs. Like that was when Nintendo was kind of on top of their game in terms of third party support.
mm.
And the third party like offerings are just brutal, man. There's like not much there at all. So even though most people probably don't look at it as a third party offering, given that it was developed by Squaresoft, it is like you'll have to go through the same licensing problems as a third party offering. So just getting that sort of that sort of Super Mario RPG representation on that service would be amazing. I'm not even gonna bother commenting on the sequel rumor because I'm that convinced it's fake. But yeah, I mean those are our thoughts on that. It's pretty succinct. I think
Yeah.
just kind of is what it is.
Yeah, I think we can I'll rant a little bit here, not too long, but I'll rant a little bit here about the online service. Like, look, I mean, I wish like some of my favorite games of all time surprisingly, and I did play this on an emulator for the first time. Oops. But the Mega Man X series, Mega Man X1 to X3 are really good games and a lot of people haven't played them obviously because of the younger generation. And I really like those games, and I was like, dude, please bring them to SNES Online, and they're just not here, man. It's just kind of lame. And I would like to see that for sure. I mean, I just want like more diversity, at least on the Switch Online service for sure. And just even expanding it to other consoles, like whether they do N64 Online or if they just jump to Game Boy Online. I think that would be huge because for Game Boy at least, you have all the Pokemon games, right? I mean, you have Fire
Yeah.
Red, Leaf Green, you have Emerald, Ruby, Sapphire, and like those can be played for such a long time. I mean, you have
Well,
all of those games.
I wonder, do you think Game Boy Advance and Game Boy are going to be combined into one service?
Oh God. You know,
That's just a whole nother
I
can of
would
worms. Don't even worry about
I
that.
I'm telling you right now, if they do like Game Boy Color, I'm gonna freak out because like
No, no, no.
I just
Color and Game Boy would be combined into the same thing.
like it has
Um,
to be, right?
no, there's no way it's not. And maybe they could even give you a little option when you click on it, like, hey, would you like to play Legend of Zelda: Link's Awakening or Link's Awakening DX, which is the color version. But I think Game Boy Advance is I view Game Boy Advance as like the DS to the 3DS, like a completely new console, because it literally was. So
Yeah.
like I don't think Game Boy Advance Online would be. I don't think we would be able to get Sapphire and Ruby in the Game Boy Online. But that's just my opinion. I'm
Yeah.
not 100% sure.
Yeah, I mean, like we're just so far away it seems like from those and
Yeah.
like with N64 Online, you run into that Mario 64 issue. And dude, I'm telling you right now, if they put out Mario 64 on N64 Online, it's like it I don't know how I'm going to feel about it. It's just going to be so weird, right? Like I don't even know.
I think
Because
it won't be that like as bad as you think, because by that point they'll kind of have stopped selling 3D All Stars.
yeah. I feel like
But
if
it's
they
just weird.
released it, yeah, I feel like if they released like N64 Online at like May or June 2021, maybe that would be okay because like time has passed. But I think it would be a really bad look if they immediately like did it in like the middle of April and they're like,
I
here
don't
is
think they will.
yeah, it's
Yeah.
like here's N64 Online with Mario 64, which we just made you pay $60 for, but now it's the exact same thing, but on N64 Online, but with a little
Yeah.
worse graphics. So,
Oh
um,
man. It's
oh
no longer
god,
widescreen. Oh wait.
yeah, it's no longer widescreen. They really would do that too. I swear to God, they would.
Well, the thing was, it wasn't even widescreen in the collection, which is so sad. So, like, what are they gonna do, man? Like, it's just brutal. How do
Yeah.
you downgrade the graphics from not upgrading them in the first place? Like, what's good, Nintendo?
Yeah. Anyway, yeah, I'm done with that little mini Switch Online kind
All
of
right.
rant here. Okay, so moving on, and you're all good with the RPG sequel rumor
Of
stuff.
course. Yeah,
I think it's fake. I think everything is fake. I'd like to see Mario RPG come to SNES Online, but I mean, nah, you know.
I concur.
Anyway, moving on here, we have this Japanese Smash Bros. Advertisement that says that it's going to be taken down on October 4th. So, a lot of people have said that we're going to get a Smash presentation soon, which, seems pretty likely. I mean, we haven't got one for a while, and Min Min obviously released earlier this year. Haven't heard much since because, that's kind of during the time when COVID really hit the world. So, what do you expect to see for this character? Whatever this character may be, because I know I have a couple ideas for sure.
Really? Okay.
Mm.
Um, I'm not 100% sure as to who this one will be. It's kind of interesting because there are a lot of characters it could be. I think there are going to be a lot of characters that will be in this pass. There's like one that I'm like 100, like I will be my socks will be blown off if this character is not in the pass. And then there are the characters that are always kind of talked about, like always thrown around, like Rayman, Gino, like the ones we always want.
Hmm.
But then even at that point, like there's a part of me that thinks, hey, if these characters would ever happen, wouldn't they have already happened because they're so highly requested? So it's like who knows? Like I don't know. But the one character I think is all but guaranteed to be make it into Smash Bros. Is Travis Touchdown from the No More
Mm.
Heroes franchise.
Yes,
Given
great
that
point.
No More Heroes 3 was just delayed until 2021, but that is a Nintendo Switch exclusive, and No More
Yes,
Heroes 1 and 2 I think they actually confirmed them to be coming to Switch. Maybe they didn't. I
I
don't
think
know.
so.
Um, they're coming to Switch. Like I remember, like
Yeah,
Suda51, like that guy was like teasing it like relentlessly, and then
yeah. I mean,
he's all
even if it's not announced, like we know it's coming eventually.
yeah,
Sometime
yeah,
it'll come. Anyway.
for sure. And then he Suda51, like that the guy I'm blanking out on his name, but the guy who's like kind of the figurehead of that, the like father of Travis Touchdown, and No More Heroes, by extension. He he's a bit of a memer. He's a bit of a troll guy. He whenever asked about whether or not Travis Touchdown would be in Smash Bros. Or whether he'd like him, he always like flips out and is like, yes, 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 100%. I remember I read an interview back in like before Smash Ultimate was even announced that was like would you like Travis Touchdown to be in Smash Bros. Switch if that ever happens? And he was like, yes, I won't let Sakurai get off the hook this time. Like, I'll make him do it. Like, I'll force him
Wow.
to do it. And obviously, didn't happen. Because I assume that interview took place, when pre-production of the game is already, stopped and they have their character roster finalized. But I truly think. Oh, and where I was going with that story is recently, like a couple weeks ago, someone asked him again, and he said no comment, which would make sense because if that was like already chosen to be in, I feel like he would be under NDAs by Nintendo to not announce anything. So I mean, hey, that's more on the speculation side of anything, but just tossing that out there on top of the fact that he Travis Touchdown is sort of in that Bayonetta style
Yes.
slot where it's like not really associated with Nintendo, but like associated with Nintendo consoles, which kind of puts them in a funky spot. But I feel like they could definitely, come to Switch, and I think they would work perfectly in Smash.
Yeah.
Yeah, that's my thought.
There you go. I didn't even think of that. That is an amazing point. I think I might even go with that. And if it's not this character, I think it's actually number 3 out of 6. Yeah, 3 out of 6 for Fighter Pass 2, because I would believe that would be closer to the release date of No More Heroes 3. So
yeah, you're probably right with that.
I think Travis is
wait, I have an idea.
Go ahead. Yeah, go ahead.
Something here. Okay.
Yeah.
So No More Heroes 3 was supposed to come out at the end of this year. Like that's confirmed. And then it was delayed. Could that explain as to why it's been so long since the last Smash Bros. Announcement? Is they were going to do Travis Touchdown launch alongside No More Heroes 3. That ended up getting delayed. So they delayed Travis Touchdown. So who was supposed to be Fighter Pass 3 is now releasing as 2. But obviously they weren't completed with that character because they weren't expecting to launch them until later. So they kind of just, put the workload on that, the whatever the character is now. Whatever is now the second was third character to replace Travis Touchdown, and that could explain why one would think we would have had an announcement by now because just like the calendar lines up.
Yep.
I mean, that could be it. I don't know. It's just spitballing.
So I have a few ideas here, so I'm just going to throw them out there. So obviously, as we know, 3D All-Stars is a thing. 35th anniversary for Mario is being celebrated. So I have a couple choices here that I'm just going to throw out there. I have King Boo, Paper Mario, and Geno. Now, King Boo, I think, would obviously be another Piranha Plant kind of meme thing going on, but I don't know why I think it. I really have no idea why, but I just feel like King Boo will be in Smash somehow. I don't know what proof I have, what thought I have. It's just like I don't even know, man. But
fair enough.
I have to figure it's gonna be some sort of Mario character.
Waluigi.
I would love that, even though he's an assist trophy. I mean, if they like kind of went back on that, bring it back. it would be pretty funny, but I don't think that's gonna happen. Paper Mario has been speculated for a really long time. Unique moveset for Mario. You can make a meme about how there's going to be 3 Marios and 3 Zeldas in the game now, but still, I mean, I think Paper Mario would be a good fit. I think they want...
There's 3 Zeldas in the game?
Or 3 Links, sorry, 3 Links, not 3 Zeldas, my bad. No.
That sent me for a loop. I was like, what?
Yeah, my bad. Oh my god. So 3 Marios, 3 Links in the game. You can make a meme about that, but I think Paper Mario is unique enough to where, you can like not really cry about that, at least.
Yeah.
Obviously they want to boost the sales of Origami King even more, because that game it's a little controversial in the minds of OG Paper Mario fans like myself, who played the original and Thousand Year Door, and where they haven't really like gone back to those like routes, I mean. But Paper Mario for sure. And Geno, back to our Super Mario RPG point, if somehow that is real, and I still doubt it, but if somehow it's real, I think they could do that side by side with Geno. Geno has been speculated for a long time too, scrapped from a few Smash games, I believe. I believe he was scrapped from Brawl. So maybe that could eventually happen. Who knows? The spirits theory is kind of debunked ever since Min Min. So
Yeah.
we'll have to see. All I'm hoping is that it's not a Pokemon from Sword and Shield, because that game is burning trash.
Yeah.
But
Fair enough.
I mean, I feel like both of our choices like have a very high chance of happening. But I'm gonna lean towards
Yeah.
yours even more, because like it just makes so much sense. It's like it really is an amazing point. But I do think it could be Fighter Pass 3 to go along with the release of No More Heroes 3,
For
of
sure. Yeah.
course. But yeah, that's just my prediction at least. Or they could just say, hey, here's Ray-Ban. That would be great. I mean, I would like that.
That would be my number one character. That would make me
I would love
buy
that.
Fighter Pass 2. I haven't
Yeah.
bought it yet. Um,
I bought it right away, and I really hope I'm not gonna regret this one, because
I regretted the first one.
Yeah.
I've played probably maybe like
Yes.
3 hours of Smash since the
Yes.
first one like happened. I don't care.
Okay,
I
now
just,
that now that like the Fighter Pass 1 is done, I don't think we had the podcast when it was finished, but anyway, or I don't even know if I've said this, but anyway,
I think we've said it's disappointing. I feel like
Yeah.
we've talked about that.
Yeah, I completely regret my purchase of that. It's not even a hot take. I just regret the purchase of it. I wish I only bought Banjo and Joker, and that's I don't care. It's
I just don't care about
It kind of was
most of the
disappointing.
characters.
It kind of was. I'm not gonna lie. It was. I mean, it was good for the fans of those series and everything, but like, I just don't care about Hero. I don't care about Terry. It's like another
Yeah.
Fire Emblem
No, I
character,
agree.
man. Another one. Another one, dude.
I mean,
Ugh,
it's like
ugh.
you can't deny the quality and the content that was put into that, like
Oh,
especially
yeah.
with like the
Yeah.
music and stuff. But when it
Oh, the
comes down
music,
to
yeah.
it, when it comes down to it, we just don't care. Like I just straight up do not care about most of those characters.
Mm-hmm.
I feel like I could honestly have not bought in that pass and not bought in any of the DLC characters, and I would be none the wiser. Like
Yeah.
I don't care.
I think
Um,
one I would have confirmed bought is Banjo. But
Yeah.
yeah. But before we like move on, do you think that like a Mario character could be in this anywhere in
well,
this pass?
So
Sure.
I honestly do think if there is going to be a Mario character, it would be this like now. It would be this next
Yeah.
character.
Mm-hmm.
I do think I wanted to go back to your point of Paper Mario. Because I I think Paper Mario would definitely be able to work. You mentioned people would be
100%.
crying because three Marios and three
3
Links.
links, yeah.
But then again, I mean, we do have like 12 Marths, so I don't think it really matters
Yeah.
that much.
Yes,
Um,
yes, that's
I'm
true.
just saying. But
Yeah.
brutal. But we got
Mm.
yeah, I don't think people will care because Mario, by all accounts of like sales, Mario is underrepresented in Smash Bros.
Yeah,
Like I know people
for sure.
like I know it's kind of weird to think about, but like Mario is technically underrepresented. Like if you look at Fire Emblem's career sales or like total lifetime sales, I don't know why I said career.
Yeah, if you
Like
compare the lifetime sales to Fire Emblem to Mario, it's just like it just does not make any sense at all, and I don't
it's
understand why it's
something,
not
yeah,
represented more. Yeah.
it's honestly something like Fire Emblem should have one fighter as to Mario's like 20. It might honestly be 100
Yeah.
to 1.
Mhm.
I would not be surprised if Mario has sold 100 times more copies than Fire Emblem. Like
Yeah.
probably even more than that. Because I'm gonna be honest, like Fire Emblem just is not as popular as people in the internet bubble think it is. Like it hasn't hit that casual market like Mario has. So
Mhm.
I don't think people okay, let me rephrase that. I was gonna say I don't think people will complain. People will always complain, especially
Yep.
Smash Bros. People.
Oh, yes.
However, I think at that point, anyone who complains about a new Mario character getting added in is a little bit slow in the brain. I'll just come straight out and say I think that you're actually you're just out of touch with reality if you're complaining about another Mario character. Like, sure, you can want more third-party stuff. That's perfectly fine. But in terms of like being represented in Smash,
Yeah.
Another Mario character means nothing compared to like another millionth Fire Emblem character or something like that. So
Yeah.
I mean, yeah, I don't know. And there's so many Mario characters that could like have potential for unique movesets that they just haven't really, like embraced at all. Like Gino. Gino is like would be play so different from every other character. That's just like I mean, hey,
I feel like it's
just
just another Sakurai troll move. You know what I mean? Like Waluigi. Realistically, I don't care what people think he should be in the game. Like I'm not one of those like Waluigi diehard fanboys. But the fact that you have Mario, Luigi, Daisy, Peach, Wario, and then you just like troll and not have
Yeah,
Waluigi in the game. It makes no sense. Like
yeah.
you're missing that group. But
No, I agree.
yeah. I mean,
What about?
it's just weird. Yeah,
I got an idea. It
sure.
wouldn't be for Fighter Pass 2. It would not be for this next Fighter Pass.
Okay.
I'm thinking further down the line. Like maybe this coincides with E3 next year. We get um Pauline in comparison with Odyssey 2.
Oh,
So they announced Odyssey
wow.
2 and then Pauline comes in. And remember how pre like Smash Ultimate's initial reveal when everyone was speculating about what Mario's new moveset could be and how he could like throw Cappy and like, that could be really implemented and then
Mm,
Cappy was not really implemented. Like Pauline is kind of known for a big hat in Odyssey. Like she literally has this giant like it's not a sombrero, but that's just what I'm gonna call it because it's like massive. I don't know what else to call it. It's like one of those hats you see
it,
at like racetracks, like old
yeah,
ladies
yeah,
wear.
yeah. It's just like I don't know. I know what you mean though.
I don't know what you call it, but it's like this massive hat. Um, I mean, hey, like Pauline could throw that. Like, I mean, there have been a lot of characters in Smash Bros. That have never really been pictured as a fighter in their own series. Take for example Isabelle. Like Isabelle doesn't fight anything, but they just kind of took any sort of potential thing she has ever done, such as the fishing rod, and just implemented that as a fighting move. Like they could use Pauline, like she could take a microphone stand. Like Sakurai could easily make a
Yeah,
move set.
microphone stand for a side tilt. Yeah, sure.
Yeah, like Sakurai could easily make a move set for Pauline, and that would coincide perfectly with an Odyssey 2
Yeah,
announcement or trailer. I mean, hey, I'm just
yeah. I mean,
if it happens, I called it. Just
yeah, I mean, I've been campaigning for Pauline to be kind of more involved in the just like the Mario series in general ever since like the reemergence and Odyssey and everything. But
for sure.
that would be an amazing idea as well. I'm thinking, maybe like a Mario character for this one. But then again, if my prediction is true about, they threw this all together in like a couple weeks here, and like this really wasn't like panned out and thought out. I mean, Pauline in the future, that is a huge possibility. But for now, I mean, I feel like we've almost gotten like two characters out of the remaining three left, right? I mean, because I think those are great picks. Like seriously, I would be kind of surprised if they weren't in the game. Like I think Travis is like 100%,
Yeah.
and then Pauline is like question mark, but it would make a lot of sense. I mean,
Yeah, it makes sense, but I don't I like if I had to bet will it happen in or out like 50-50, I would land on the out.
yeah,
Like it's
yeah.
not happening. But
I mean,
from a
it
logistics
would be
standpoint,
unique.
it
Yeah.
makes a lot of sense.
Hmm. Yeah. For sure. I mean, regardless, I just hope that it's an exciting character that I'm not going to regret buying the fighter pass for, and that's about it. I mean, because that's just crazy. I mean, when
Brutal.
I
Brutal
see her, as
stuff.
soon as I saw Hero and Smash, I was like, Goku. But I was like, no. I did some research. I was like, oh, same
Hit
artist.
the textbooks.
Yeah, I
Hit
was
the
like,
textbook.
I saw, I was like, same artist. I was like, oh, got it. Okay, but
So it's one of
anyway,
those.
yeah,
One of those gotcha switcheroos.
oh
They
yeah.
knew what they were doing. Okay, we're
Oh, 100%. Okay,
man.
so moving on, we've pretty much finished our character speculation there. I think we're both in agreement that whatever character it is, we want it to be worth our money and not something that's gonna make me go like that. So anyway,
Yeah. I mean, hey, there you go. That's the official Switch Stop prediction, not a sleeper.
yeah,
Not a sleeper
not a
character.
sleeper character. Moving on to Nintendo, obviously. NBA, we're gonna be talking about NBA NFL. We were talking about the Clippers choking a 3-1 lead. Kind of crazy. Dude, I cannot believe it. Yeah, Reggie Miller choke for the YouTube
Bro,
viewers. You see
honestly.
Thomas. I cannot even believe it, dude. Those were my championship pick. And at the last episode, I was talking about how the Clippers are gonna probably close it out, and they ended up choking a 3-1 lead. Paul
To the
George
Nuggets.
is
To the Nuggets.
horrible. He's so
Play.
bad. He's
Bro,
so
the
bad.
pandemic P memes had me
Oh,
dying.
it's so funny. It's so
Pandemic.
funny. It's so funny.
Oh my god, I got an Instagram page to send you, PJ. There's this, well,
Mm,
I forget his name, but there's this comedian who he does like voiceovers of
yep.
like NBA plays, and so when he's voicing
Oh,
over as Kawhi,
DJ Michi
yeah,
Mich, I
yeah,
think.
yeah,
Yeah, yeah.
that's hilarious. That is so good. He does like the Kawhi like robot voice. He does like the the pandemic be
I,
like, oh man,
I saw
it's
some guy
so
as
good.
well. I saw some guy as well, and he was like imitating Doc Rivers, which is the coach for the Clippers, by the way. And he was like, Kawhi, you're trash. Paul George, you're trash. It's just so funny.
He's going to
It's
be
so
out
funny.
of a job. He had a championship caliber team and couldn't make it past the Western Conference Finals. Or no, he
Second
couldn't make it
round.
past the second round. Oh,
Yep.
what a clown!
And like, there's this meme about how Bol has played more Western Conference Finals minutes than any Clippers player in NBA history. It's pretty funny. But what a choke job. What a choke job from Kawhi and Paul George and Doc Rivers and Lou Williams. What a disappointment, dude. Honestly, my championship pick just all the way out the window. Like, Lou Williams didn't even want to show up. Paul George was abysmal, shooting, like, horribly. Literally, there was an open three near the end of the game. He hit the backboard, bro. He hit the backboard.
And no, it's a side three for our viewers who did not watch. Meaning he's
corner three, so on the corner of the key, of course. And he hits the back of the backboard.
He almost hit the shot clock. Man's almost hit the shot clock on the three attempt. I don't know what was good with that.
And then Kawhi just forgot how to shoot his signature mid-range, I guess. Like, I don't know what the hell happened to him. Like, him... Dude,
Bro, he had a malfunction.
Like, yeah, apparently. Dude, I just cannot even believe it. Like, my finals pick was Celtics, Clippers, and it was Clippers in 7. But but it's looking like Lakers versus Heat. Like, it really is.
No. We're coming back, baby. Don't sleep on the Celtics. Oh yeah. Okay. So for the viewers right now, I don't know when this is coming out.
It should be coming out on the 23rd.
Okay, well that'll be the night of Game 4. So, as of right now, the Celtics lost 2, choked 2, one might say. Or not one, everyone might say. They choked 2 games. They had double-digit leads.
They honestly should be up 3-0. They should be up 3-0.
They really should. Like, if they could just play 4 quarters instead of 3.5, or not even 3.5, like 3 quarters, then they would be good. But, unfortunately, not sure what's good with the Celtics. They just kind of forget how to play the game of basketball when it gets down within the 4th quarter. And then after that game, too, I was nervous because you were seeing reports that, like, Smart was fighting his teammates in the locker room, which is just brutal.
I saw that. I was like, dude, what is going on?
I guess, like, I was like, oh, man, the team is imploding. But I guess he just knew what needed to be done. He knew how to rally the troops because... Man, Game 3,
they came out blazing.
They were out with a vengeance. Almost choked it again, I will say. It was down to 5. We can recall our text string, PJ. I had some choice words for both the Celtics and Jimmy Butler within those final
let's go back and read them as long as it's PG, of course, yeah.
As long as they're, pandemic PG, but we'll go with it was just devastating to watch. I had to go to the other room. This team is going to give me a heart attack. Like, I don't know what their game plan is, but every single game they get into is overtime or close. It's never just a complete blowout, except for we blew out the Raptors like twice. But then even then, you guys brought it back to a Game 7. So like everything we do is close. We play up to a team, we play down to a team. It's just it's exciting as a fan of basketball, but as a fan of the Celtics, it is just devastating. It's just not healthy to watch because I'm so nervous every time I watch the Celtics play.
Yeah, I feel you. I mean, what a choke job by the Clippers, though. Back to that. I'm so disappointed in my championship pick, man. Like, I don't know what Doc Rivers was doing. Apparently, he's coming back as the coach next year. Apparently, they might let Montrez walk. I don't know what exactly they're doing here.
They gotta fire the GM. They have to fire the GM. They gotta fire everything, bro.
Is the GM not Doc Rivers? Or no, it's Jerry West. No, GM is Jerry West. No, do not fire him. Hell no.
Bro, are you kidding? What has Jerry West done for the Clippers? Come on.
Everything?
Nothing. They're ass. They're not good. They're not good. You gotta fire everyone.
Jerry West only got together the best shooting backcourt in NBA history. So what can I say?
Well,
he also
hitting the shot clock would beg to differ.
Okay, listen. I think he had a little more faith. I think he's probably like the only player in Jerry West like general managing history that's been such a choke job like that.
No, I agree. Yeah.
I mean, because he lured Shaq. Unlucky. He lured Shaq to the Lakers. Like that's insane. That is insane. Seriously.
Yeah.
Like Jerry West is like one of the GOAT general managers for sure. Do not fire him. But honestly, I'm gonna point
But
a finger.
they need to do a big
No, I'm gonna
big
point a
sweep.
finger. I'm gonna point a finger at Paul George for being terrible in the playoffs. You really might need to trade him. And then I'm gonna point a finger as well at Doc Rivers because he just was getting outcoached for the entire playoffs. Rick Carlisle outcoached him. Honestly, if Porzingis was in that series and not injured, they probably would have won, in my opinion, because Luka Doncic like clutched up. I mean, dude, what a joke. And Lou Williams was just like, his head was out of the bubble, basically. I mean, like, he didn't want to be there. You know, all these like Magic City jokes. He got caught going to a strip club after he was going to a funeral, and some of the women there.
I did not even hear of that.
Yeah, some of the women there were claiming that he was there, and that was a whole controversy. So he didn't even want to be there. He wanted to get out, but he was there for the team, and he ended up bringing them down because he was supposed to be like their closing scorer, but he ended up bricking a bunch of shots just like their big three were. So
Brutal.
I mean, I still think they can win it next year. Paul George needs to like get his brain checked or something because he just cannot do anything when it matters most, honestly. Like, what a joke, 10 points, man, hitting the back of the backboard. But anyway. Anything else before we move on?
It's just man.
Like it is historic, honestly, that they've choked this because the Warriors did it and it was in the finals. But like, dude, I think this might be even worse. Like you can make an argument this is even worse because like this was the championship favorite who was supposed to roll everyone.
I would say it's worse because the Warriors never got blown out by the Cavs. Yeah. You can. Like, I'm pretty positive every game was relatively close.
Yep.
These games were not even close.
Yep. Yeah. And they were like, they choked a 19-point lead and a 15-point lead, I believe, in 2 of the games that they lost. Like, hello? Like, you should close the game when you have a 19-point lead up. Like, are you kidding me? But
well, Jokic, we took the 17, I think.
Fair enough. Jokic played great, but turns out the Clippers aren't all that this season, at least. So hopefully they can come back and bounce back a little bit. All right, so moving on to fan questions here. Obviously, you guys send in fan questions. Twitter, YouTube, Discord channel, NT Questions, and the Switch Top Discord, of course. So we're going to be answering a few of those now. Thank you guys for sending them all in as usual, and be sure to keep on sending them in. So let's just get right into it. So first question here from Diamond Dude 101 from YouTube asking, what do you guys think will happen with the Metroid franchise? Now, I think that I should expect Metroid Prime Trilogy redone to come to the Switch in 2021 or 2022, and then whenever that is, the year after that is going to be Prime 4. So, and then after that, maybe we get some sort of new 2D game for the Switch, but other than that, I think that's where the franchise is headed.
I think 2D Metroid's next year.
Okay, wow.
I think 2D Metroid and Prime Trilogy will be next year, yeah.
Okay.
And then 4 will be after that.
Gotcha.
That's just my personal take. I think 2D Metroid is overdue because 2017 was the last one, and they said if that game sold well and did well, they would make another one. Mercury Steam would, and we have not seen what Mercury Steam has been working on for the past 3 years, and I'm pretty sure Samus Returns did sell well, so yeah.
There you go. All right, yeah, so I mean, I just hope Prime Trilogy comes before 4, because if not, then I feel like it's going to be a little weird.
It will. I mean, it has to.
I'm hating like seeing all of these ports, even though like I'm buying all of them, to be honest. But like I mean, like generally for the Switch's library, I want to see new games, but like I feel like that's an exception. Like you got to have some sort of context,
especially because story
matters
in those games.
Yeah, exactly. Yeah, I'm just hoping we get that. Okay, so next question here from podcast favorite Ethan Mastercrafter on YouTube. Asking, what if Sega released a boost collection for the Switch like 3D Allstars consisting of Unleashed, Colors, and Generations? I would love to see this happen since the Switch needs more Sonic games. What would be your take of this happening?
I don't care about Sonic. I've said this a bunch of times. That's brutal. I mean, you heard me. We were in a Discord call the other day, PJ. I don't know if you were deafened or undeafened because you might have been streaming. We were talking about Sonic, and I was really pissing off a couple of the admins we have over off at the
Yep.
Switched Off server because I was
Yeah.
just saying
Yep.
Sonic is never good. That's a lie. Sonic has obviously been good. He wouldn't have survived this long if he was never good. But
Yeah, he
I
was just
personally,
memeing around.
yeah, I personally just don't. I'm not super into Sonic. However, I do think that some sort of collection would be great on Switch, and I do know that that has been one of the big rumors in the Sonic community because Sega has announced that next year is going to be like Sonic's anniversary. Sonic has a big anniversary next year. I forget what number it is, like 30, 25, probably 25. But
Something like that.
yeah,
Yep.
so I mean, hey, that sounds awesome. From what my limited knowledge of Sonic, Generations, Colors, those games are the best of the 3D Sonic. So yeah, that sounds good.
Unleashed sucks, but like I'm willing to give it a chance if it comes to the Switch in that
Well, I've
collection.
just heard of Generations
Yeah.
being the
Yeah.
best one.
Yeah,
That's all I
yeah.
know.
I think I think top three is Generations the best, Colors second best, and third best is Unleashed for sure. I think that's kind of consensus. But I mean, I think it would be cool to see. I mean, like, I kind of just want to see like if they did Sonic Adventure 3 on the Switch somehow. Like, I would love that,
Damn.
but that will never happen. But
Yeah.
honestly, I'd buy that collection. It sounds pretty good, and I might just like not play Unleashed or like rage off it after giving it a try because I don't know. Even though that goes against my like exact point of like complaining earlier about people not playing Sunshine, but like the difference is that Unleashed is like kind of regarded as a horrible game. I think. I mean, at least the werewolf missions are like pretty abysmal. So I mean, it's
Yeah.
just a weird concept. But I didn't like that game very much when it first came out. But I mean, if it happens to come to Switch, I guess I'll give it a chance. I don't know. But other two games are pretty good. All right, so next question here from Killer Tales from YouTube asking, and I'll give this to you by the way, asking, do you think Bowser's Fury will have any 3D land levels, like not the full game, just 1 or 2 levels?
That would be cool, but I don't think so. I
Yep.
mean, just from what we've seen of Bowser's Fury, it seems like pretty dark. So having an entire level that's a reference to a past Mario game just doesn't really fit thematically. Not that 3D World had super deep theming to begin with. I just don't see that happening in Bowser's Fury. There could always be, I've talked about this in the past. I in fact made a whole concept trailer about it, like a World Tanuki type thing, where they add in
Right.
3D land levels. Due to the fact that we are getting an entire new campaign in the form of Bowser's Fury, I think that's less likely.
Yep.
But
Agreed.
the only way I could see like 3D land levels in Bowser's Fury is if it's like a post game of Bowser's Fury reward. But that just remains to be seen how big Bowser's Fury is. If Bowser's Fury is like a sizable chunk of gameplay and it does like have a post game reward, then I could 100% see 3D world or 3D land levels being that.
Hmm.
Um, but I mean, who knows? Like, I don't think it'll be in the base game, maybe as a post game reward or maybe as its own thing, but I don't think it'll be in the core mode of Bowser's Fury.
Yep, agreed. I mean, I wouldn't put it out the realm of possibility that like they could also maybe do either some free or paid DLC doing like a World Tanuki like you suggested, like literally a
Yeah.
World Tanuki. I think that could like happen weirdly enough. All right, so next question here from Random Games and Stuff, and this is an older question, so it might not be in the context of like where we're at right now because this was after the Direct came out. But what are your thoughts on Super Mario 35?
Oh, um, that's very interesting. I could go on a whole rant about this. I'll try and keep it somewhat brief. But Super Mario 35, for those of you who don't know, is the Mario Bros. 1 version of like Tetris 99, where you go through and you gotta score points to knock other people off. I think in concept that is brilliant.
Hmm.
A 2D Mario battle royale in a sense that is not just like completely random like Fall Guys, where like because if you imagine like 35 Marios in one level, they would be bouncing all over each other. It would be chaos. It would be horrible. But the way it's kind of like a speed running contest, that's really cool. I really appreciate that. I am not even going to download it because even though it's free for Nintendo Switch Online, because it is playable until March 31st. The most brain dead decision I think of that entire direct. Like I get not selling a game after the 31st. You can't even play it even if you bother to download it. So what's the point of downloading and winning? Like you win a reward, okay, doesn't matter. It goes away after the 31st. You can't even play it anymore. Like they're shutting down the servers.
See, I feel like I'm actually a little different on that. Like, I think the idea of it is like really brilliant, like you said, but I'm actually not really that upset with it going away on March 31st. March 31st. Oh my God. Because like I don't feel like people are gonna play it past like this whole Mario 35th
That's
anniversary
where
hype.
you're wrong. You are
I
wrong.
just don't think people will at all.
That is cap. Because people still play Mario Maker 2's online. The online for that game does not work, and people still play it. Also, Mario, or no, not Mario, Tetris 99, which obviously, Tetris is one of the most popular games of all time. But Tetris 99, like, I feel like people would rather play like a Mario Battle Royale than a Tetris Battle Royale. I feel like that would be the consensus. Tetris 99 still has tons of people playing it. There's a consistent community that literally live streams that game on Twitch. That game
Wow.
gets constant tournaments with like updates that I don't know if you know like the Maximus Cup or like any of that stuff, but like
No.
they'll literally add like Tetris 99 is a thriving community. I didn't know this until I looked into it, but like there'll be like cups that come in where it's like they do partnerships with other games, and then you compete in a tournament, then you can get like a theme for that game. So like there are like Ring Fit Adventure themes, Animal Crossing themes, like original Game Boy Tetris themes, Smash Bros themes, Mario themes. Like there's just a ton of stuff to that game, and they're constantly adding updates to it, not to mention like the extra modes they added in as paid DLC along the way. I feel like they could totally do that for Mario 35, but it goes away. So it's like it's pointless. I don't know.
Yeah.
I just really don't like it. I think
Fair point.
it's just not smart.
Fair point. I mean, I don't know. I don't know. I feel like people wouldn't play it, but I'm kind of leaning towards your kind of prediction as well. With those other games too. All right. So next up question here from Circuit from Discord asking, do you think that Nintendo will start another 3D Mario series after Odyssey 2?
Not on the Switch, I don't think.
Wow. Okay. Yeah.
I mean, yeah,
I guess.
that's never happened before, I don't think. No, it hasn't. I don't even know why I just said I don't think. I know for a fact that hasn't happened. On top of that, the Switch already has now. It's gonna have the most 3D Mario's, or at least tied for the most. Even if you don't count the 3D Allstars, it'll have tied for the most 3D Mario's with 3D, with Bowser's Fury plus Odyssey. And so then I also think we're both in agreement, PJ. They will do an Odyssey 2 on the Switch.
Oh, they have to, right? Yeah.
I would think so. So
I would be shocked if they didn't.
yeah, I don't think they're gonna do like a Mario. I don't even know. I don't even know what they'd call it. Mario Adventure, Mario. I don't know.
Super Mario Adventure, dude.
That. Yeah, no, I don't know. Like whatever they would call it, I don't think it's gonna be on Switch.
Imagine they just throw a curveball and it's like, you know what? We're not gonna give you Galaxy 2. We're gonna give you Galaxy 3. Imagine, like it's just never gonna happen, but that would just be hilarious. Yeah. But
I mean, hey,
it has to be Odyssey 2. Has to be Odyssey 2. And I don't like. Then again, on the Switch, like think about the Switch's like planned life cycle by the company. Like, I don't know, man. Like, could they maybe do another one near the end of its life cycle? I don't know. Because if there's a Switch Pro, because I think a Switch Pro is gonna come out next year, like you would have to think that they're gonna do something appealing on it, right? I mean, like I think Breath of the Wild 2 will probably launch with it, or come to it later, but still, I mean, I don't know. It's weird. I mean, I've said this a couple times. Like Mario is in a weird spot, surprisingly, right now. Past Odyssey 2. Obviously we talked about like 2D Mario plans last episode, but yeah, it's strange for what they could do.
It's weird. We shall see.
Yeah, definitely. Next question here from Muzi from Discord asking, would you rather have a Kirby Air Ride game, like a new Kirby Air Ride game, or a new Kirby game that's 3D, sort of in the style of Paper Mario?
Nope. I'm not even gonna let you.
Yeah. Yeah, I agree. Honestly, I agree.
So fun, absolute banger game. So yeah.
I agree. I mean, a new Kirby game that's in a style of Super Paper Mario would be like kind of interesting, but I don't know. Kirby is also stuck. A lot of Nintendo franchises are like stuck right now, which
Star Fox.
Oh yeah, we talked about that with the open world concept and all that from previous episode, but we can definitely do a whole segment about that in a future episode because I could rant for like 20 minutes about it. All right, so next question here from Electro TDS from Discord asking what YouTuber inspired you the most to make videos.
All right. It
Anyone?
would definitely be a channel called Smashcast. This guy
Yeah,
PJ, he
dude.
was just a huge inspiration to me. I wanted to be just like him growing up when I was 3 years old. And yeah, that's
Not trolling, not trolling, not
not
trolling at all.
trolling it. No, I don't know. Like I really don't know because my style of content has changed so much over the years, and
Hmm.
I'm hoping to change it again eventually. To more high quality stuff rather than just the rumors and speculation. But I mean, we've talked about that before on the podcast.
Hmm.
So I don't want to say a specific YouTuber because then I feel like a lot of people will be like, "How did that person inspire you? You don't make content similar to them at all." And it's like,
Yeah,
well, I want to.
yeah.
I also am torn because I want to make what could make YouTube sustainable and what people want to see and what gets the most views because that's what people like want to see. When a video like blows up,
You,
it's like, hey, you're
yeah,
doing
you
something
want to,
right.
yeah,
So
you want to make the fans happy, of course.
yeah, so I don't know. I'm not really gonna answer that, but like I watch a lot of Nintendo YouTubers, and I'll say like there are a lot of them that I can point to like specific things. Like I think the pacing of videos by like Scott the Woz is impeccable. Like you never really
Agreed.
get bored while watching him. Arlo enunciates his points in a way that I think is really admirable. Like his script writing, he doesn't mince his words. He always gets his point across in like a way that I think is very effective. Um, and there are other YouTubers, like I really like Nathaniel Bandy and how he's able to, kind of take a subject that you might think is like stupid and then make it entertaining. Um, I mean, yeah, there's just a lot of different YouTubers that all do individual things, but I don't think I've ever really been inspired from one in particular.
Yep,
Like
agreed.
more than the others, I guess.
I agree with all of those actually. Like those are just like really good examples of like YouTubers that do really great things that you know would like to integrate into your own content. But who inspired me to actually like do YouTube surprisingly is a let's player named Chugga Conroy. Obviously this is not anything related to like the type of content that like I've done on Smashcast where I'm even streaming now, or like the Smash Bros videos I did then, or even the Switch Stop videos I do now. It's like it's nothing related. It's just like the passion that he's had for the videos, and he's been around for so long. And it seems like no matter if his views drop off a little bit, even though he's still getting like 100K ish, per video, as he
Damn.
has a million subs. Just like the passion that he has for still making these Let's Plays all these years later is just something that is really admirable to me, at least. But yeah, definitely agreed with your YouTubers though, for sure. All right. So last question here from Oopie Doopie from Discord asking, why do you think Nintendo barely fixed the issues with the games in 3D All-Stars? Now, I'm just going to quickly go first because
Yeah.
the whole promotion of it was to allow fans to play the old 3D Mario games that made 3D Mario what it is today, rather than fix the old issues of it. That wasn't really the goal. I don't think. I feel like obviously you want to upscale it and everything, but it's not. I don't know if they don't care, but I feel like the entire intention was just like so the fans could play these games as they were, except conveniently on the Switch. But that's pretty much it. But honestly, like there's a lot of issues about like a few of the games that make me mad. Obviously, Sunshine's Blue Coin stuff. I've gone on about that for a while. Some controls, but it's like they did a very good job, to be honest, with controls, to the best of their ability with what they had to work with on the Switch. But yeah, I mean that's what I think, at least.
I agree. I think it's the whole point of this was not to be like a brand new game to, hold up the Switch. It was to be a celebration of Mario. Of Mario's past in particular, as we headed into this 35th anniversary, which I'll just quickly say was supposed to be way bigger. I mean, it was supposed to tie into the Olympics, which would have been huge because that's obviously in Japan, which also ties into the Universal thing, like theme park opening in Japan, which was again supposed to happen this summer, which was when this anniversary celebration was originally supposed to take place. Then
Yeah, it's such a shame, dude.
you would have had the Mario movie coming out. We would have been starting to get trailers for that because that probably was coming out like holiday 2021. Probably would have dropped a trailer. Like they just kind of got just destroyed by the
COVID. Yep.
COVID. Yeah, but I mean, hey, like happens to the best of us, out of their control. But I think yeah, no. To answer the question, this is a celebration of Mario's past. And I don't think if the one of the main points about the game was, hey, you can like they're new and improved. I don't think that's really a celebration of Mario's past. So I think Nintendo just kind of, I think most of us would have liked it if they improved some of the older stuff, but they were just like, hey, it doesn't really make sense with what we're trying to do because we're not trying to have a huge, this isn't going to be a huge game. Also, we're not selling it for ever. We're only selling it for 6 months, so we don't really need to fix up everything. So they just kind of didn't have to, so they didn't.
Yeah. I mean, weirdly enough, they actually like changed some things that didn't really need to be fixed, like backwards long jump, abbreviated as BLJ, which is pretty big in the Mario 64 speedrunning community. They fixed that. The voice line of Bowser or of Mario when he like throws Bowser off, and it's just like little things like that. But it's not like an issue. It's just like changes I've noticed. But other than that, they didn't do anything except for like aspect ratio and stuff. So
yeah. Although that stuff was already changed in a re-release of Super Mario 64 in like Japan only, so they had to do was like localize it. So I mean, yeah, it was still extra work. Definitely would have been easier for them to just use the old ROM, but I mean, hey.
Yeah, because it is emulated. So, oh boy,
EMU Paradise or something, or I think that's probably been destroyed. So you probably have to go with a more sketchy site like Love ROMs or one of those like weird ones that I've never actually used because I get nervous. I'll get a virus or something.
Yeah, can't have that again. But other than that, yeah, that's it for the fan questions. So yeah, you can end it off here for sure.
Yeah, I mean, just overall, I think there's a lot of interesting stuff going on right now with Nintendo, and I would just like to end off this podcast by saying, personally, I think Nintendo is going to have a banger year in 2021.
Yes, agreed.
Like I think we can generally both agree that I think Nintendo was kind of poised to have a big year in 2021 anyway, and they probably
100%.
shifted back a couple of 2020 titles to 2021. So
Mhm.
it'll be very interesting to see how that goes. And of course, we'll be here every step of the way on both the Switched Up main channel, making some high quality content. Because by about just laying out, the future of the channel by about November, heading into December, most of my schoolwork should have slowed down. So I will be able to make more like higher quality stuff. I'm not 100% sure about you, PJ, but I'm assuming it'll get kind of lighter throughout the year. Although I don't know, so I shouldn't speak for you.
Yeah. I mean, like November is a mess for me for sure. I think December is when I could really start working hard on the channels when I get settled in my new position and everything. So, yeah, I mean, 2021 is looking good for Nintendo and just like Switch Stop and Nintendo Tonight all together. So I'm excited for it, and hopefully we can kind of get back to like normalcy of the world here so that, we can enjoy doing actually social things so I'm not stuck inside my house all day. So
as always, yeah.
Yeah.
So yeah, thank you guys all so much for watching and listening if you're on Spotify or iTunes. Stay safe out there, guys, because I mean, COVID still exists as much as we wish it didn't. It's still out there, so make sure you're staying safe. Because you don't want to end up like you, I guess, PJ. You had it, right?
Yeah, yeah. Don't end up like me. Sounds so bad, but yeah.
Yeah, I mean, hey, when you had it, don't end up like him.
Exactly.
It was not pleasant from what I recall.
It was not fun. Not fun stuff, man.
Yeah. So make sure you guys are staying safe out there. Thank you all so much for watching, and this has been the 16th ever episode of Nintendo Tonight.